Tap, tap, tap. Whoosh, whoosh. Tap, tap, tap. Is this thing on? Hello there. Stevie Coyle here at Mighty Fine Guitars in Lafayette, California with the Friday Noontime webcast. I have a George Gruhn Versitar to show you today. Oh, checking, of course, to make sure things are happening. Looks like it. All right. We have a picture. I think we have sound. I think we're good. The Versitar. I have to consult my notes because I've never played one of these before. Here, let me show you and play just a moment. It's weird and it's cool. Wow. It's so different, and that's the point. George Gruhn said, what did he say? He said, is a man who's heard, this is hilarious, this is from George Gruhn's site. Let me read to you. Guitar retailer George Gruhn is a man who's heard or played just about every type of stringed instrument made. True fact. And heard them played by the best musicians out there, also true. Even at that, Gruhn says that there are acoustic guitar sounds that could and should be made that he simply isn't hearing from traditional makers. So he's out to change that. After 53 years in instrument sales, George is designing and building his own guitars. He calls his new creation the Versitar. And here it is. Perhaps you recall, people of a certain vintage will recall Tacoma guitars that had this offset sound hole. George helped design that. Hi, Danny Ide. How's the sound, Danny? Can you hear things okay? Oh, I know. I'm always so concerned about the sound, but sometimes the rig doesn't do what it ought to, and people can't hear a thing or it sounds bad. Hi, David Hilliard. How's the sound? How's the audio? I'm going to back up a little bit. It's a colossally loud guitar, whatever else it is. Adirondack spruce on the top, East Indian rosewood on the back and sides. It's got a Baggs pickup in it, Baggs hi-fi pickup, 25, what is the scale, 25.4? Yes, 25.4 inch scale. The depth is, it's not a full 4-inch depth, almost 3/4 on the depth of the guitar. So it's nice and comfy for playing on the couch. I say it's nice and comfy for playing on the couch. Nickel open back tuners. Don't really need that. It does a whole different thing. Notice that it joins at the 15th fret instead of the 14th or the 12th, and that a heelless neck. Lots of access to these upper frets. A bolt-on neck, which just a luthier was just in here. Bruce Potter was just in, great builder. And he was saying he wishes people would not view a bolt-on neck as something cheap. Remember, again, those of you of a certain vintage may recall that years ago, if you saw a 0 fret right ahead of the nut here, it sort of said, oh, cheap German guitar, probably made out of birch, probably goes chunka real well, but doesn't have much resonance. Nowadays, people are building with 0 frets, and they're fantastic. I think a bolt-on neck, well done, can be just fine. And it's a lot easier to build and simpler to fix. The thing that happens with really fine guitars is that after 25, 30 years, you probably need a neck reset. The string pressure, pulling the strings up this way, has gotten to the guitar to the point where the action is too high. You've come down on the saddle as much as you can. You've sanded that down as much as you can. You've adjusted the truss rod as much as you can, and it needs nothing but, the only thing it wants is a neck reset. Guitars like this, Frank Troncalli guitars, it's just a matter of twisting a couple of knobs, peeling the thing off, stick it in a shim, cranking it back up, and you're in business. Thanks, Dave. Good. Glad it sounds good. Hey, Larry. Wow. I'm feeling this guitar. Am I overdriving the mic? I'm going to back up. It's so loud. And a whole different overtone stack from kind of standard Martin and Gibson Guild sounds. Legacy guitars. This is doing a whole different thing. What an interesting guitar. And you know what? $2,200 for this guitar. Originally $3,200. The owner of this particular guitar, all the guitars in here, by the way, are on consignment. So the owner of this particular guitar said, let's just get it in somebody's hands. I'd rather have somebody playing it than wring every last dollar out of it, which is often the case in here. Some great deals. And this one's a screaming deal at $2,200. Comes with a little gig bag. Nice padded gig bag. Let me read you out some more specs here. Standard features include a teardrop-shaped offset sound hole, which means the need for fewer braces. That's kind of the point here. When you put the hole right in the middle of the guitar face, you got a brace all around it. You've decided to put the hole in the weakest part at the top, the part that needs the most suspension underneath it. This way, all of this gets to vibrate, and it's powerful. Wow, what a guitar. I haven't even plugged this in yet, but it's got a Baggs pickup system in there. Hi-fi. I gotta mess with that later. Truss rod extends the entire length of the neck. Bolt-on neck that will never strip no matter how many times you loosen and tighten the furniture-style bolts. And there they are. Gruhn says that all of these things contribute to great stability and a balance of tone and volume all the way up and down the neck. Well, let's see here. It's true. Some guitars tend to get a little wimpy up here, because they're not really designed to be played up there. There ain't no money past the 5th fret. But this does really maintain its character all the way up. And here, I'm playing an A chord. I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to do this on most guitars because of the heel of the neck. read you a little bit more here. Over the decades, George Gruhn has collaborated with makers like Guild, Tacoma, and Collings. Though he's proud of his work with the other makers, he says depending on someone else to build his designs has been challenging. He says, I finally decided to take some of my previous designs an evolutionary step further and open a factory of my own to produce them. So these are built in Lebanon, Tennessee by highly skilled luthiers, now under the direction of veteran factory manager Chris Roberts. The Versitar instruments are now available for purchase at Gruhn Guitars and a handful of other select dealers. This one is the only one I've ever seen, and certainly the only one that's ever been in here. And a screaming deal at $2,200. Wow. I must be crazy. I must be insane. These prices are insane. Hi, Jimmy. Oh, very good. So you've had experience with the Versitars. Very good. Had a chance to play one of these guitars at George's shop and jam with George. Hey, how about that? I was really fond of the feel of the left hand, unique tones, exactly. I don't know how to describe them. I'm such a Martin guy. I grew up with Martins in my ear. So everything in my ear gets balanced against that, kind of compared with and balanced against the overtones generated by Martins, both the mahoganies and the rosewoods. But this is a whole different animal. Listening for what my ear is accustomed to, and it's just not happening. My ear is delighted. This is one of the things my pal, my close personal friend, I don't mind name dropping, Daniel Levitin, he of This Is Your Brain on Music, and I heard there was a secret chord and other best-selling novels about music and the brain. He says the primary way people derive pleasure from music, I think you'll agree, is somehow anticipating what's going to happen next. And then it does happen, and you get to be right. So you're going to reward yourself with a little shot of joy juice in your brain, a little serotonin, a little dopamine. Why do you think they call it dopamine? The second best way to get enjoyment from music, the second level of enjoyment, comes from being incorrect about what you have predicted, but being delighted by the result. And that's kind of what's happening here. Intonation is terrific on this. You're right, Jimmy. Really great. Hey, Alex. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Johnny. There's Johnny K. for crying out loud. Michael Stadler. Howdy. Gruhn Versitar. Come in and play it if you can. I'm in Lafayette, California. Kind of just east of the Berkeley Hills. Not too far away to get to. The tunnel, the Caldecott Tunnel, the notorious Caldecott Tunnel, has a whole new bore as of about, 5 or 6 years ago. But it's much easier to get out here to Walnut Creek land, Walnut Creekish land, part of the Tri-Cities area, Lafayette, Moraga, and Orinda, La Morinda. So come play it. Come buy it. It's really pretty. It's in great shape. Gentleman that brought this in really keeps his guitars in great shape. I'll be featuring another of his guitars next week, a Gibson Songwriter. That's a lovely thing. It's just gorgeous and plays great. I get to be picky in here. All of these guitars come in and people say, I'm considering selling this guitar. And sometimes I have to say no. I have to be picky. There's only limited space in here. And sometimes I have to say no. So these are all hand curated by me. Something recommended them strongly to me when I played them. And here they are. I've got dozens of guitars in here. Take a look at the website, mightyfineguitars.com. This one will be going up on the website today, the Gruhn Versitar. Check it out. And I'll post all the specs up there and some pictures. Mightyfineguitars.com. What else do I have to tell you? Oh, the Marco and the Polos. The band I play with, the Hellman family band that I play with, will be playing at the Freight and Salvage on the 12th of this very month with Hills to Hollers, featuring Laurie Lewis, Barbara Higbee, and Vicki Randall. Holy smokes. And, I'll be right with you. People banging the door down. I've got a dash. And Purple Glaze, another Hellman family band. See you there down the road. Tune in. If you got any comments or questions, line them up down below here. I'll get to them pronto. Look for this video over on the Stevie Coyle Music YouTube channel. Very good. I'll see you down the road. Ta-ta. Bicycles for two.